Hello there, it's me, Kimberly Gosney from KimberlyGosney.com and MakingHeadway.us. Oh my gosh, I am so excited that you're here today for this quickie tech tutorial because guess what? I was adding a new page to my menu bar today when, yikes, it went to that ugly second line. So I thought, why not take a quick second to serve up a tutorial for you on how to make more room on your Headway Themes navigation menu. So that's what we're tackling today, how to get more room so that you don't have that ugly second line of a menu. So in order to complete this quick tech tutorial today, you're going to need to be a Headway Themes user. So you can do this whether you have a lot of items on your menu or not, just in case you'd like a little future growing room so that your menu always fits the top edge of your site just right. So we're going to go ahead and dig right in. Now, one word of caution, before you start jumping into the Headway Grid Editor and making headway with your website, make sure you make a recent backup. It is such a great idea before you're making any big tech changes to your website to back that thing up. Yes, back up your website. You've been warned. All right, so we are going to go ahead and we're going to dig into the Grid Editor in Headway. So we're going to go to Headway, Visual Editor, and Grid. We need to be in grid mode so we can see the layout structure for the menu area of your website. So basically, so we can take a peek and see what your blog or your site page menu looks like. So my website uses shared layouts, and this is a great and excellent tip. You should build using shared layouts because it makes making quick changes like this so much easier on your website. But you can also navigate to a page. So right now I am going to hop over to the blog index of my website. And if you're one of my MakingHeadway.us, I know I always say .us, it's technically .us, but I feel like we're in this site building DIY thing together, so I call it MakingHeadway.us. But at MakingHeadway.us, I show you all the quickie tips about how to build out a website using my Making Headway membership community. You'll love it. I hope you become a member. I really do, because I really dig in deep to site building things, and it will save you a ton of frustration in the future with your Headway Themes website. But anyway, back to the tutorial. We are here on the blog index of my website, and this right here is what Headway calls a fluid width wrapper. That's why there's all this white right here, and there's a fixed width grid right here in the middle. That's where my blocks fit. So the first detective work you have to do is you need to click on your wrapper, right click that is, and look to see what kind of wrapper you have. If it's fixed like this, where you see gray around the edges, you're going to right click here and hit change wrapper to fluid. That's going to make sure you have more space in just a second when we change the block structure too. So now we've got the most room in the background that we can have. The next step is to put the most room in the menu block area that we can have. So to do that, we're going to right click right here one more time, and we're going to look at this grid area. You should see change grid to fluid. And when we click on that, boom, we instantly have more space on this menu area. So let me turn it back to the old way with the fixed grid. Currently, my navigation menu area here only has 580 pixels to live. That's all the space it's got. But if I do that again and right click and hit change grid to fluid, boom, I now have an 857 pixel. I got 300 and some more pixels, people. 300 and some more pixels in my navigation menu. And that space can be the difference in you having to have a teeny tiny, hardly able to be seen font or a bigger font that people can notice when they get to your navigation menu. One other little quick thing that I want to mention, just a little tidbit here, you can also look to see anything else that's in that same wrapper, and if you can slide things over, like I build things in separated wrappers a lot because now I could even take this little logo area and smush that in a little more and then drag over my navigation menu. So now I have almost 1,000 pixels. It's 976 pixels of space. So that's about 350, 400 more pixels than I had to begin with. So keep your eyes peeled for all the little ways that you can move things over and condense. Because like if I come down one more time, I could possibly live with that. It may mean the difference in my little logo area here being not quite as crisp, or it could cut off the end of my Y. So I'm going to give that just a little bit of space, but technically I could make even more room if I needed to. So now I'm just going to hit save, and I'm going to show you what this looks like once you have more room. So now when I click View Site and take a peek at the blog page on my website, now I have got so much more room, and I can start adding in more tabs. And notice how before I had the login on that second line when we first got started. Now everything is all in one row. And I like for a navigation menu to have all of the tabs in one row and to keep it as clean and neat as possible. So the other way that you can make space on your Headway Themes navigation menu is to look at your actual menu in WordPress and see if you have pages that you don't need up in that menu. Because let's face it, how many times have you visited a website and it's got 2,000 tabs up there, and before you know it, it's like a whole buffet of options and you can't figure out what to do, so you do absolutely nothing. So take my word of advice here, keep this menu light and tight, because you don't want 18 bazillion pages in here. You want just enough to get the job done. So that's another little tip. You can also just hop over to your menu area in WordPress and look to see if there's any pages that you can remove or anything that you can nest into a submenu. So like if I'm looking at this menu area right now, that's pretty clean, that's pretty tight, and that's not a ton of pages on this menu, and I don't even have any drop-down pages. But let's say you get here and you see something that could fit better with something else. All you do is just grab it, slide it to the inside, and hit save, and then it will become a submenu, which will free up more room too, just in case expanding your grid and your blocks didn't give you enough room. Now there's one last thing that I want to mention about this menu change that you've just made. All kinds of DIY sites are built in all kinds of different DIY ways. So I know you may or may not have worked with me on your DIY website, but what I want to tell you right now is the last and most important thing that you can do right this minute after you've changed that very first menu is to look at the other pages on the core menu of your website and make sure that all of your menus look the same. Nothing's worse than getting to a website and feeling like you're in one website one minute and then the whole page look changes the next. So you're kind of a little bit like, wow, did I go somewhere different, or am I still in the same space, or is this a glitch? So go ahead and take the time to click on the additional pages on your menu, because if you have been building your layouts in a little bit different way and you haven't followed my Making Headway, you might be in that situation where your pages follow different menus for different pages. And this way you'll just repeat the same thing over and over again until you've got all of your menus looking correct on all of your pages. So you just open up each new page, make more space in that grid, and keep on making headway with your menus on your website. So there you have it. Those are my quick tips for how to get more room on your Headway Themes navigation menu. So if you loved this quick tech tutorial, why not hop on over to makingheadway.us and join our community of DIY site builders who are creating websites that they love. I sure hope to see you on the inside. And check back with me again tomorrow. Remember, I do a new fresh tutorial once a day, Monday through Friday. Thanks and bye!